which GWT is starting to grow. We see a lot of interest from that area, and most importantly, we have some wonderful leaders such as Nolan and Seema that got to learn about GWT a little while ago, and they become very excited. They took the time to come to Canada for the convention. They're a product of the product. They love their products. They wear their products. They flash their products. And you know what? So one area is completed. They have beautiful products that they're enjoying and wearing. And the other part is they want to build an empire. And you know what? Given the markets we're talking about, Africa in general, well, really globally, but since you guys all reside in Africa, in Zambia, in South Africa, this is a wonderful opportunity for you guys to make it happen, because it will happen. It's a matter of time. You know, sooner or later, it will happen. It will start to explode. So why not you guys? Since you guys are the ones, are the first ones seeing this opportunity and want to expand it into your country. I'm going to talk about a little bit about how I have always gone in regards to opening a new market. First things first, I needed to be prepared. Like Seema mentioned, I launched in 2005, but I didn't do anything until August 1st, 2008. So 3.5 years. Even though I was a member, I was watching and seeing and participating in the events and all that, but I was not actively building it. I was the biggest fan, and I seen it going through the growing pains, especially the first few years, whether it was products, whether it was new markets, this and that. I saw it all happen, and you know what? Things just keep getting better and better and better and better. In 2008, when it was time for me to apply, time for me to get to work, I didn't want to do it half-fast. I didn't want to do it as a hobby. I didn't want to do it to supplement my income, even though there's nothing wrong with that. I wanted to do it in a big way. I wanted to be my lifelong career, and I wanted to have a total freedom. I wanted to, make sure my children are going to be okay. Whether I'm gone today or I'm gone 100 years from today, I wanted to make sure my children and their children are set. That way I know as a father, I did what I'm supposed to do, and I wanted to know, and I knew the only way I could do that is by making other people make their lives better with this opportunity. So I understood the more people I help, the more people I share this with, the more people I coach and guide and work with, the more people I help become successful, the more successful I'll become in return. That's just the way the GWT opportunity is geared. In order for us to advance, in order for us to enjoy all the great things, we have to help others to do that first. And if we help enough people get what they want, we will get what we want. Now, every market that I decided to expand into, initially when I got started, I was not thinking about expanding anywhere beyond Canada, maybe United States. Why? Because everyone in Canada needs to hear about this opportunity. 99.9% of the people in Canada have not heard of GWT, and still today they have not heard of GWT, even though it is the biggest market. 36 million people, 99% have not heard of GWT yet, because it just works that way, right? But yet we're in 160 plus countries. So I understood that I need to share that with my friends, with my family, my co-workers, my ex-co-workers. I need to share this with people locally. And because our business is open, we are pre-approved, our products are pre-approved internationally, I knew this business will expand beyond my own borders, like it had in my absence. In the first 3.5 years, my business, even though I was not around, had grown to over 20 countries. So I knew that's going to come naturally. What I needed to focus was on my own backyard, on my own city, on my own province, on my own country. And I started going to work. I made myself a schedule. My job was in the morning, and my business was on nights and weekends. And because I was going to do it on a serious note, it was not a hobby thing for me, I basically put everything else aside. Nothing else mattered. I needed to make sure that I became a healthy 5-figure monthly earner as a part-timer. Then at that point, I can get rid of my job and become full-time, and I did just that. I got to work nights and weekends, and I went at it relentlessly, sharing this with absolutely everybody. I followed up with those that didn't join, and I worked with those who did join. I make sure they learn and they duplicate. I make sure they understand you cannot treat it as a hobby. You need to have a schedule. If you're telling me that you want to make 6 figures annually within the next 12 months, then I let them know. It's not a rocket science. It's a pretty simple business. Our products are transparent. The support is there, but you need to treat it as such. And I always ask people, I said, what makes you so special that you think that you deserve healthy 6 figures annually, or even 7 figures in some cases? What makes you so special? And some of them wouldn't know how to answer. Some of them give me the right answer. Now, they're willing to do whatever it takes. They're hungry, they're tired, they want out of this job scene, they want to be their own boss, they want to enjoy life with their family, they want to be able to travel, they don't want to have to worry about budgeting, they don't want to have to worry about not being afford things. They want to do like everyone else does. But what made them special is that the answer was they're willing to do whatever it takes. And I knew I had the right people. And I started working with these people. Make a long story short, quickly we started to have people that knew people outside Canada. I'll give you a quick example. Sean Haynes was the youngest bank manager for TD Canada Trust, one of the biggest banks here in Canada and abroad. Actually, they're all over the place. And when he saw this opportunity, at first he didn't know what to make of it because he's in a corporate banking. He sees people from all kinds of wealthy people, and he took him a little bit for him to wrap his mind around what we have. But then he realized every one of the people that he manages the portfolio for them, they're all multi-millionaires, some in the billions. Every single one of them own their own business. He realized working for a bank is not going to do it for him. He needs to own his own business. Now, to open a business, as we all see in the tours, costs a lot of money, substantial amount of money. McDonald's is a good example. It's about $2.5 million to own a McDonald's store, only if they accept you. Only if you do your 2.5 years of working as a McDonald's worker. So let's see, if you're a wealthy guy and you want to buy a McDonald's, you need to be an employee for 2 years or 2.5 years, something like that, something stupid, before you put $2.5 million on it. So you can have your own location when it's available. Now you're pretty much guaranteed a turnkey operation that used to make a lot more money, but still, average is about $10,000, $15,000 a month. So you put your $2.5 million, you're pretty secure for now anyways, making, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000 a month. And, so it's a big process. But most people don't have $2.5 million. Most people don't have $1 million. So opening a mediocre business that will take you, I don't know, $200,000, $300,000 and something that's going to own you 7 days a week, often with no guaranteed success, people are, doing it because they want to have their own business. Now in GWT, maximum investment of $3,600 Canadian, about $2,700, I think, US. It is a dream come true. It is a dream come true. For many, it has. And for some people, they're just looking at it, saying, well, it's too good to be true. Or some people say, well, I don't have $2,700 US. Well, then keep at your job. Like, what do you want from me? If you're asking to change your life and you're willing to do whatever it takes, then I'm giving you a golden opportunity, everything handed to you on a silver platter, from the opportunity itself to the products, to the pay plan, to the support of the field and the corporately. I mean, everything is handed to you on silver platter. You don't have $2,700, you want your dreams come true, but you don't have $2,700, go get it. That's my answer. It's always been my answer and always will be my answer. I look at the prospect in the eye and then go get it. If I see that genuinely they cannot get it, if genuinely they exhausted all their resources and they cannot get it, I say, well, then you can start with the smaller packages. You can start with a gold and upgrade to a diamond a little bit later. You can upgrade, start as a palladium and upgrade to a diamond with the number of different ways you can do that. So I tell them about it, right? And this is where I am true with them. I'm true to them. I do not sugarcoat anything. I tell them, you want financial freedom, you want a free future, you want to be able to do this, and that, then you need to do your bare minimum what you need to do, and that is to launch your mall and make sure you become a diamond as soon as possible. Well, immediately, really, if you're someone that is looking to have your own business, and before GWT, I don't know about Zambia or South Africa, but I'm sure any kind of business that you want to go ahead and start, besides all the headaches and running around, you need more than $2,700 US. I'm pretty sure of that. So here you are. I'm telling you, I showed you what I show you. I'm telling you what you get from the product line to the support and all that kind of stuff. And what's possible for you immediately is you must do your part. You must get yourself launched. You must be in the printout. You must be in the binary. Until you're not an LC, it's just all a hard conversation. This is all a good conversation, and that's all great. But you need to become an LC. Simple as that. You're not an LC, you're not in GWT. That's simple. Okay? You could be a fan, you could be a VIP customer, if that's what you want, great. But if you're telling me that you want to be a six-figure earner, if you want to, forget about six-figure, you want to make $5,000 a month, $5,000 per month with this business in 3 months or the first month, then you must be an LC. And you must be a diamond as that. Now, you cannot do diamond because you went to borrow. See, people say to me, well, $2,600 is a lot of money. I says, really? They say, yeah. I says, it's a lot of money as compared to what? Give me an example. $3,600 is a lot of money as compared to what? Is it a lot of money as compared to buying a local business that gives you limited income and owns you? Because I own traditional businesses, they own you. Is it a lot of money compared to what? If you think that you're going to spend the $2,700 US, $3,600 Canadian, and not do anything about it, yeah, sure. You're not in a position to spend $3,600 Canadian or $2,700 US to go shopping. Of course, that'd be stupid for you to spend that kind of money when you don't have, enough money to live. But if you tell me that if your view on it is this, I'm going to spend $2,700 US, and I'm going to make that back in my first month and make double that the following month, and I'm going to hit my six-figure target anywhere from 12 to 18 months, then that's a bargain. That's a gift. Especially when you get back over $4,500 between the getaway and between the product that you get back from this company. It's a gift. I think in many places in the world it's a tax write-off. So I make sure they understand that. So if they tell me that's a lot of money is compared to what? Can you buy any businesses for $2,700 US? I doubt it. Even a hot dog stand here in Canada costs about 20 grand. And you got to be up at 4 in the morning, and you don't go to bed till midnight, so you can get up in the 4 in the morning and bring the hot dog stand to wherever location you're at. So it's a bargain. So it's a perception, it's a way we present it. So first things first, you as an individual need to be an LC. First thing. Hopefully a diamond. If not a diamond, you become a diamond as soon as possible. How do you become a diamond? You can ask. You launch any palladiums, that's $150 wholesale profit. Any gold, that's $250. Any diamonds, $350. We have people launching 15, 20 malls per month. That will pay for your upgrade. So if you're really hungry and willing to do what you got to do, you got to be an LC and you got to be a diamond. You don't have all the money, you exhaust all your resources, you cannot find the money, then go out there and launch malls. Go out there and share. Go out there and do tours. Do 10 tours a day. Really? I mean, you really want it that bad? That's what I did. I was not starving. I had a good government job. I had my good home. I had my good toys. I didn't have the time freedom that I needed to spend with my son. So I went out there and did what I have to do. My job was in the morning because I have to pay the bills. That makes it even harder for me to do my business as hard as I wanted to do it. And I understood that. I got to keep my job because that's what's paying the bills until I build my business to a point that I don't need that job. And because that was my thought, that's what fueled me. I got out there every single day. As soon as I finished my JOB, I was on the phone, make sure appointments are reconfirmed, make sure my new LCs have their prospects, their guests confirmed, and we got at it one at a time, step at a time, brick at a time. Show to the first person, the second person, bring more people, fourth, fifth, sixth. Sometimes I do 8, 9 tours in an evening. I would go to bed at 3, 4 in the morning. I wake up at 6:30 to go to my JOB. I only do the same thing the next day. Why? Because I needed out of my job. My target was 6 months. In 6 months, I needed to double my income with GWT than I do with my full-time job. And because I had that pressure on me, I put that pressure on me. I don't have a boss. But because I wanted it so bad and I understood what's involved, I motivated myself. I pictured the day that I don't have the job, and that's what drove me for 6 straight months. And I tell you, when I quit my job January 1st, 2009, it was the greatest New Year's Eve ever for me. Now, we started to grow. We started to share. We did tours and brought people to our tours. The LCs come to my tour to witness how the tour is done, get them to do tours. We just got down and dirty and did it. I brought in Sean Haynes, and Sean Haynes immediately spoke to some of his co-workers because he got into full-time. He got into GWT full-time. He started talking to his co-workers. Another co-worker I met with, not once but 3 times, in a different city in Toronto. Finally, he launched. He brought his other co-worker, and he launched, and he wanted me to talk to his sister in the Caribbean. That's how the Caribbean started. And I spent 3 hours on the phone with this lady from the Caribbean, and Sean Haynes was on it, and we spoke for 3 hours. Make a long story short, the lady got excited because her brother in Canada already started too, and she's launching as a diamond, and she wanted to know when I could go down there to assist and help her build. I says, you don't need me down there to assist and help you build. I can help you right from here. I said to her, I will come down there, but you got to prove to me and yourself that you're serious about what you're saying. And she says, what does it take for you to come down? I says, get 40 LCs on board over the next month or two, and I'll help you do it. I'll do the tours with you every Tuesday. So we did the tours from here on Skype for them every Tuesday. We did the training for them every Saturday from Skype. We were on the call with them multiple times a day. Her numbers started to gain, her numbers started to gain, her to gain. She had 90, not 40, 90 people on board. And that's when I went down there for the very first time. And I went back a month and a half later again, which we did official pre-launch. Then we went again every 2-3 months. I liked the place so much I bought a condo over there, as a matter of fact. And I went there frequently. It started with an island of 60,000 people that grew into 28 different islands, 28 different countries. Really more than that, but just we're in 28 Caribbean islands. St. Lucia is one of them. It started with one individual, and every market has been the same. St. Lucia, 1 spark, 1 leader. St. Martin, 1 spark, 1 leader. There's many of them now, but I'm just telling you how it started. Zambia, it needs 1 spark, 1 leader. South Africa is not that spark and leader. Now they're advancing. Now we got to accelerate that. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is I can't do, well, let me rephrase that. I will not go at this point in time or at any point in time, focus on any other market other than my own. Why? Because my own country is wide open. Canada, the country that GWT comes from, is wide open. 36 million people, and probably 35 million plus have not even heard of GWT. So why would I want to go look for a stranger, look for a spark, look for something? I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I've never done that. I've never said, okay, I'm going to take focus of my own country and go and open up, for example, South Africa. No, that will come because our people, the multicultural country, will lead us to 160 countries that we're in today. So now that we have sparks on the ground, is a different ballgame. Now that I have leaders in South Africa, it's a different ballgame. Now they're in the process of building the numbers so I can be down there. And we all know, for those of you like Nolan, we all know when we have leadership making special trips for week-long of presentations and power tours and trainings, we know what happens to those markets. They flourish. Like they already got momentum building, but when you have these power weeks, these markets explode. These markets flourish. And that's when we make it a routine thing, that we're there every 2 or 3 months. We're there every 2 or 3 months. We're there every 2 or 3 months. But before I can come down to Zambia, before I can come to South Africa, you guys have some work to do. Now, again, I say this as general statement. I'm not talking to any one particular person. In order for me to pick up and leave my flourishing market where my people like St. Lucia that we have a conference in, that's been a big part of my organization, making me an awful lot of money, you know, I give them back 200%. So I cannot take away from them and go to a market that has not proven itself yet, right? Again, it's a general statement. It's just talking about how the leaders, how people should put their time in. Now, if Zambia, South Africa, things start to happen and people are doing what they're supposed to do, they're on the webinars when they're supposed to do, they put guests on the webinars, they're using us on the 3 ways, they're applying themselves, then it is the right thing to do for me to make the time, not just me, other leaders, the corporate even, so we can go through the process of a first big special guest in your area, and we promote the heck out of it. We get it promoted, so we have 200, 300, 400, 500 people per night in the rooms. So at this point, what we see a big boost in everyone's income. We see diplomats, diamonds are like nothing, because now you have a diamond culture. Because leaderships are all diamond, they understand what diamond is, and everyone else, you will see majority will come in as a diamond. All right? And we pop diplomats, ambassadors, and with these power weeks that we come down, we see a massive boost in all areas I just talked about. We arranged for the next 3 months as to when I'm coming back and who am I bringing with me. Other leaders, depends on how far, maybe a corporate, right? Maybe it's an official pre-launch. Only my second visit to St. Martin in the Caribbean was the official pre-launch. That's unheard of. Usually it takes about a year to do official pre-launch, if you're lucky. It takes about a year and a half, 2 years to do official launch. St. Martin, official pre-launch, my second visit. Official launch 6 months later. Why? Because everybody was just exploding. Everybody was just, they were going nuts. They were doing like what they're supposed to do and then some. So now let's go back to Zambia and South Africa. We need the leadership to set the right culture. The right culture is, guys, we got an opportunity of a lifetime, not by words, but by application. When you call for a webinar, everybody's on it. When you call for a training, everybody. When you do your weekly Tuesday, Thursday webinars, everyone's on it with their guests. You're fortunate that you have Nolan and Seema, who are full-time, and these guys go above and beyond. There are a lot of ways like Sean Haynes, that they go above and beyond and, you know, accommodate their team and work with their team and support their team, and I'm there in the background as well. So what you guys want to do is go out there and absolutely not only make sure you're a diamond, make sure that you are busy. Make sure that you have a schedule. Don't look at this thing, that, oh, I'm doing this thing. A lot of people say, you know what do you do? Well, I work at such and such place, but I'm doing this thing too on the side and see how it goes. Well, that is not the right attitude. If it's this thing, then it's like you're throwing it on the wall and see what sticks, right? No, it's not this thing. You got this amazing opportunity in your hand that is going to replace your job and make you financially free. Going to make you, total freedom. You're going to have the total freedom with this. And this has got to be your attitude, and this is the way you got to talk about it, and you got to lead by example. So we have something great. So when I come down there, it's going to be, I know what it's going to be like, but I'm not going to come there prematurely either. Because if I come there prematurely, I haven't done you guys any justice. Yeah, sure, I got some good trip out of it. Yeah, sure, I got away, whatever. But really, it sets the wrong culture. That's, hey, I only give, it's like you give yourself a high school, say, track and field training, and they give you an Olympic gold medal. In your mind, you're going to say, oh, okay, that's all I need to do. That's good enough. No, 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 no. You need to set the bar high, and you need to understand. It is not easy. It is work, but it's well worth it. So I got to be careful of how badly I want to come to South Africa, how badly I want to come to Zambia, how badly I want these markets to flourish, how badly I want these guys to become diplomats and ambassadors, how badly I want to create six-figure earners. If you don't want that for yourself through your actions, by me doing that prematurely, I'm not done you a justice. So what you need to do is, let's talk about Zambia. We need to see Zambia in the top 10 list, country lists. How do you do that? Well, I know. I've been in this industry 27 years. Any company I got started with, any company, I was with 4 other programs before Global Wealth Trade. That's when I was in search of the perfect company. I know I did what I'm supposed to do. Why? Because I made a lot of noise. Why? Because by screaming? No. By my numbers. By the amount of people I brought on board. By the amount of products that I sold. And it made me noticeable through the field and the corporate and the leadership above me. Who's this Reza kid? I heard about this Reza kid from Ottawa that's making a lot of noise. He's everywhere. Well, yeah, man, don't you know he's become an ambassador first month? He became a national ambassador in months. What? What's his background? Oh, nothing. He's just a 21-year-old knucklehead, owns his own pizzerias, but he doesn't want to be working at his restaurant, so he saw this, and he's got athletic background, and he liked our products. I guess he came here, and he's hungry. And, he made it happen. So I made people take notice. So now, when I wanted the corporate, they did it. If I wanted a special guest, they came happily to my city. Okay? And that's how I did it. So now, with you guys on the ground over there, what you need to do is this. Launch your malls. Okay? I know you've heard this so many times. Without launching a mall, you do not have a business. That's simple. All right? Without launching a mall, you do not have a business. You're just a fan, a VIP customer, or whatever we like to call it. So you need to launch a mall. Now, at $2,700 US, give or take, sorry if my math is off, but I know Canadian dollar is really weak right now. There's no reason for you to have a company such as this, with everything that goes with it, that can give you upward of $2 million a year in income, that you could not come up with the $2,700 US. So you need to lead by example and do whatever you got to do to launch your diamond malls. If you're not a diamond, upgrade to a diamond. It does a lot of things. Not only it makes you feel good, not only it sets the right culture, it also gives you products that you don't just go around talking about this company. You give an example on your wrist, on your foot. You give them an example of what the products are and how wonderful they are. All right? It makes you a walking billboard. Now you're setting the right culture within your team. That I'm not just talking the talk, but I'm walking the walk. When they decide to come and see and want to launch, they're going to ask you what package you're at. I'm a diamond. So now you got 10, 15, 20 diamond members running around in Zambia with their own products on display, whether they're wearing them or putting on a showcase or displaying them on at the tour. Now you got a buzz going. Now you have people talking. Even out of 100 people, 90 of them don't do nothing. You still have 100 people out there talking about what they saw. Have you heard of this GWT? Have you heard about this designer company? Some people refer to it as a jewelry company. I don't know why. Now you got 100 people not only heard you talk, but they've seen your products on display. They've seen you wearing it. These are 100 soldiers that are advertising for you, getting the word out. So the next person that you talk to, they're going to say, hold on a minute. I think I heard of something. Somebody was telling me this is jewelry company, this is another company, Canadian company. Is that the one? Well, I don't know what you saw, but let's sit down and let me show you. Now the preliminary is done for you. They've already heard of you. And now it just starts to duplicate. It just starts to rapidly duplicate because people talk to people. And if you did a good tour, if you did a good, you utilize the system, this becomes a buzz. All of a sudden, you start to really roll. You start to really get traction. You start to really, 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 really get everyone's attention, including the corporates. I cannot stress to you how important it is that you take this seriously, not by saying I'm serious, but by living it as an example of how serious you are, by posting, sharing, promoting, adding to your contact list, by going through the trainings, the Launchpad next 30 days, the 1, 2, 3, 4 momentum system, which I've done recently. I can't stress to you how important it is and how great the payouts, the payback is for life. The sooner you guys get serious, the sooner you guys take action, the sooner I'm there, the sooner I have more people there, the sooner we have ambassadors and diplomats popping up, the sooner we have the corporate and official launch happening. So again, what I said, every market started usually with one leader or small group of leaders. And based on how serious these people are or how competent these people are, is what those markets took off. St. Lucia, it started to take off really in 2012, late 2012. St. Lucia, we had people in St. Lucia in 2009, 2010, 2011. Why is it they didn't take off to 2012? Because the real leader got on board in 2012. So when I tell you, whether you do anything about it or not, this will take off over there, I'm not just saying because I want to say it. This is a fact. St. Lucia had people in there, as a matter of fact, as early as 2007, 2006. Why did it never anything really happen? Nobody even knew St. Lucia's in the business until 2012, because we got Vernisha Charles Jones, the lady that understood and realized how golden this opportunity is, and she took action. All right? Again, I can keep pressing on this, but it's important that you guys on the ground understand. You got to create a culture. You got to tap in the system. You got to be a part of the system, and you got to learn and apply. You got to learn and apply. There is no reason. There's only a handful of us when it comes to Tuesday and Thursday webinars that are posting these links. It has to be every one of you guys. Not only promoting it because you want to get your guest on it to grow your business, but you should be on it. You should be on these webinars regardless. I don't care if I'm in my car. I don't care if I'm on the, sometimes I'm in a different meeting. I'm in another meeting. I take a moment and I log in. And put the volume low. I keep looking at the pictures, what part of the slides they're in. Do they need me? Do they not need me? I will not miss it unless I'm in the air or something. I do not miss these webinars. So you guys need to be the same. You need to unite. You need to work together. Again, no one is dragging no one over the finish line here. We all go over the finish line together, and together we'll go over the finish line a lot faster. So again, very, very important that you guys create a schedule. Since every Tuesday, Thursday you have webinars, make sure at that time, we put it at that time because we figure everybody's out of work and everybody can attend. So there's no, so we got to start seeing that. Zambia, you need to pop up diamonds and diplomats as soon as possible. As soon as possible. The faster you push, the more you push, the faster things grow. Okay? And it's usually at the beginning stages that take a lot of energy, takes a lot of effort. But I tell you, the duplication thing is wonderful. One diamond becomes two diamond becomes four diamond becomes eight becomes 16 becomes 32. Why? Because everybody's duplicating. 32, 64, 128, 256, 512. At 512, now you have a monthly solid $10,000 a month earner. Everyone in our company that made over $10,000 per month did it with 400 to 600 members in their team. I'm not talking over a 10-year span. I'm talking they did that within the first year. Okay? 512 is really when you have people that are ambassadors or beyond, right? So, I mean, we'll work it, but I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. First things first. Hopefully you've all launched your malls. Secondly, hopefully you're already a diamond. If you're a diamond, have 3 other people become a diamond, you become a diplomat. And if you want to strategize on how we can grow your market, how we can, get you guys to make substantial amount of income, we need both sides to be working together. I can do these webinars, I can talk, I can spend time, some people would apply, and some people, they just hear it, they get excited, and only forget about it by tomorrow. So again, a great job, Perry, taking notes. It's awesome, and let's start to duplicate. So at this point, I'm going to open it up. If there's any question, Nolan, I don't want to go too overboard with all this information, so we can interact back and forth.
Well, thank you very much, Reza. So beneficial, to everyone who's on this call. We know how important all of this information to us, and like Reza says always, without launching your mall, there is no business. So you got to take that first step. You got to take action and start launching those malls as well. It's very, very important. So Reza, absolutely, whatever you said makes so much of sense every single time, because you are speaking from the heart, my friend, and you mean everything, because you do mean well for every single one out there as well. So everyone who's on this call, please take this very, very seriously as well. There is just one comment. I've got a WhatsApp now where Lazarus Sitole from Zambia would like to say something, so I want to try and unmute him and see if he can say anything. Hi, Lazarus. Can you unmute yourself? Lazarus, if you can hear me, can you unmute yourself? There should be a microphone on your mobile that you're using. Just click on it. Yes, that's it. Okay, so Lazarus.
Can you get me now?
Yes, I can, loud and clear. Thank you very much for joining the call, Lazarus. It is appreciated. I know you're going to be an awesome leader in Zambia, and you are going to be changing things there in a huge way as well. So I've seen your leadership in the last few days as well. So thank you very much for that. But as we say, there is no business without a mall being launched, right? So you can go ahead and ask your question to Reza Mascalo, who's the #1 earner in our company. And Reza, by the way, is our direct upline as well.
Okay, as for me, it's not really a question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I just want to thank Reza for this wonderful time he has given unto us to hear from him. It's a great opportunity indeed. We appreciate him, and I want you guys to help me push those guys. There are also some guys in Copperbelt there who are free and able to join. So I'm asking if we can make another presentation, then I will appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So just to answer on the presentation, Lazarus, if the guys from the Copperbelt can get onto the online webinar tomorrow night at 8 p.m. South African time, that would be great. I will share the link with you, and would be really great for them to sit in one room and listen into the presentation. Do you think we can make that happen tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll try and find out from them if they can be ready tomorrow.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because they need to prepare adequately.
Yeah. Okay. So
like for today, I've missed because of time. They never had enough time. That's the reason why they have failed to connect.
Okay. Okay, I do understand the network issues that they did have today. That is understandable, but all it takes is we have a link. All they need is a good internet connection in the Copperbelt, and I believe, because I've been in Lesotho before, I know the Copperbelt does have good network, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So all they can do is find a central venue, just have enough, have a good network connection, and then click on the link in the presentation.
Okay. Also, if you can record this one so that they can send to those who have failed, because they were in a good number, a lot have left because of the same problem with the network.
Okay, I have recorded it, so I will share it with you, and I will share it with the Lusaka group as well.
Okay, I'll appreciate for that.
Okay, so the main thing, my suggestion would be is tomorrow. I mean, do what it takes, because remember, holding back delays the process. So I would suggest get on after this call. Get on a call with the guys in the Congo Belt. We'll give you the link for the webinar tomorrow. Get them to test it early. If there's a missing app or a missing program or so, the webinar automatically loads that onto the system for them, so that come tomorrow 10 to 8, they're ready for the call. We got to do those tests in advance and make sure that at least from a system point of view, we are ready. Yeah?
Okay, I will try to sensitize on that one. Also, I had the problem that faced with logging in. This is because maybe if you don't have the application inside your phone, it doesn't work. That's what I have seen. I had to download. That's when I connected myself. So I will try to sensitize.
One suggestion I have is this. Everyone get the link early. Everybody click on the link early. If anything needs to be uploaded or anything needs to be upgraded or anything needs to be installed, at least they know well in advance what they need to do. Let them go through the process. Let them go register, so that way the day off, they don't have these issues.
Okay. As for that, Reza, you know, it's like webinar is new to these guys in Zambia, like, so they don't know it much. They are used to Skype.
That's okay. So just let them know. Just let them know to go ahead and click on the link you provide them. Once they click on the link, you take them through the process. You tell them if they need to install anything they need to do, at least they know days in advance. What the problem is, people wait till the minute off and they're not familiar with it and they don't know what to do. So what I do is I'll get them to register early.
Okay. I'll try my best doing that.
Very good. Well, you know what we need to do is we need to get the leadership. See, here we are training our leaders, right? Our leaders, sure. We need them to learn how this process goes, so that way they can, in return, whether someone locally has a bad connection or not, you can duplicate what we taught you. And I'm talking every step of it, no shortcuts. From launching them all to how to register for Sunday night webinars, how to register for Tuesday night webinars, how to register for anything, how to get started the business, how to do the launchpad, momentum training 1, 2, 3, 4, which I've done, which is available online, which Nolan can provide you with. So these are the things that we need to go step at a time. We don't want to overload anybody with too much information. It's a simple business. Sure. We want them to learn it step at a time. And it starts with our leadership, such as yourself. First things first, you show them how to launch their malls. That's because you launched your mall already. We want to teach them how to become a diamond because you become a diamond already. We want to show them what it's a business. It's not a hobby. You're not going to spend X number of dollars because you can't afford it. If you cannot afford it, you really need to do this business because that's where you're going to be able to make money. So you cannot ever say I can't afford anything. So you tell them, you want a business, you got to understand what you're getting into here. I don't know any business in the world that can give you so much for so little. I don't know that I can launch any business of any sort for, I don't know, less than $3,000 US, whatever it comes to, Nolan, I don't know. But, I know Canadian dollar is weak, so it's a bargain for countries outside Canada. Because in Canada, we got to pay $35.99, $3,600 Canadian. Because Canadian dollar, for the people that are before, when Canada was on par with US dollar, 3,600 Canadian was $3,600 US. Now $3,600 Canadian is like $2,700 US. So that's a bargain for people that are, the currency is based on US dollar. This is something that us Canadians understand, but we got to make sure everybody else around the world understands too. It is the best time, not because of just the promotions, but because of the currency exchange. It is the best time for people outside Canada to get started.
Absolutely.
Sure, sir.
Absolutely right, Reza. In fact, for the South Africans on the call as well, I know the 35.99 Canadian dollars was over 40,000. It was about 41,000 rand. Now it's sitting at about 38,000 rand. So you're saving 3,000 South African rands. So really, it is the ideal time to get into the business and upgrade to
How
diamond.
much is it? How much is it? $3,600 US, Nolan.
It works out to about 38,000 South African rands.
How much?
36,000.
US dollar is way more stronger than Canadian dollar. So how could it be less?
Yeah. So if sorry, you meant US against Canadian?
No. 3,600 US dollars is how much rand?
Oh, I'll tell you now.
You have to multiply by 14. Rand is on 14 now.
So 3,600 US dollars is 49,000 rand.
49,000 rand. So before, a few years ago, when Canada's dollar was on par with US dollar, you had to pay that much to join GWT. But now you're paying how much? 36,000, you said? 38,000 now?
38,000, yeah.
So you're getting 11,000 discount because of the currency weakness.
Exactly, 100%. You're absolutely right, Reza.
Okay.
So it's let's accelerate this, guys. Let's get Zambia on the par. Let's get the leadership in par with what's there, because the leadership is what drives the local market. Leadership is what sets the pace for the field, for your team, and the leadership. The stronger the leadership, the faster a market will explode. And I tell you, things change quick. Life changes quick in GWT. You know, we have many people go from zero to hero in like 90 days. I mentioned on my last call, one of our top 10 earners company-wide a few weeks ago for that week was out of Western Canada. I don't know who this person is. This person had just launched the first 45 days, and they made so much money that they were in the top 10 earners worldwide. Like, are you kidding me? Like, wow, that's incredible. So this is what's on your plate, and this is what you can do with it. It's all entirely up to you guys on how fast you want to drive this. I'm there to support it 200%. I'll do whatever I got to do to make sure you guys benefit and do the best you can, but I can't do it on my own. Nolan can't do it on his own. You guys have to want it first. You guys have to take action first, and we're there to assist and help and do whatever else we can to make sure that you guys flourish. I tell you, if you guys show enough that you get my first visit, and in return, I know what's going to follow after my first visit. My first visit is going to explode your market, because we're going to promote properly, we're going to do things properly, it's going to explode your market. And in return, I be bringing other leaders on my second visit, which we sit immediately when before my departure from your market, in 60 to 90 days. At that point, you guys are on track for official pre-launch. And what that means is many people are earning some substantial amount of. I mean, this is a chain reaction, but it has to start with a reaction, and that's you guys' reaction of what you want out of this, how fast you want this to go. And, again, it's very, very, very important that you guys set a pace and the right culture for your team.
Wow.
Absolutely. Sure.
Absolutely.
We really thank you for the wonderful time, sir, you have had with us.
Oh, my pleasure, my friend. I'm just here trying to assist and help and make sure that you guys get to taste this freedom called GWT. You guys be able to share this freedom with as many people as your circle is, and beyond that. Believe me, it's something that really everybody should be able to enjoy and experience. And you know what, a lot of people are, and a lot more people will, but not. Why not now? Let's make it happen.
Sure. It's going down to the billionaires.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sure.
Great. Thank you very much, Lazarus. Thanks, Reza, once again as well. Ben, Perry, any questions from your side?
Hello, Nolan. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ben, I can hear you loud and clear. Any questions from your side, Ben?
No questions. Everything's absolutely clear from my point of view. We just need to relate that story to the rest of our future team and make sure that the story is clear to them.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, guys. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going. Go ahead, Ben.
Sorry, I think there's a delay in transmission here. I didn't hear you. Thank you so much for your input and for the words of encouragement. And I really do appreciate it. And we can't wait to meet you and greet you and to take this further in front of us.
Likewise, my friend. Likewise, I cannot wait.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ben. Perry, is there anything from your side, comments or questions? Hello, Perry. Can you hear me? Okay, I think Perry might be having some connection problems there, or she's not able to hear me. Yep, Reza, I don't see any other questions or comments. Sima, from your side, any questions or comments for Reza?
I just want to thank Reza for his time, for taking the time to share his knowledge with us. And, it's not going to go on deaf ear, Reza. We're going to put to work and we're going to strategize on how we can go forward and build South Africa and Zambia and Africa as well. So thank you for your time. Very much appreciated.
So 2 minutes, one page up. 2 minutes, set. The concluding.
All right, so I guess I got to get ready to go to Montreal. It was a great call, guys, and let's take action immediately, and let's have those people, those malls launched. Before you launch a mall, it's like, it's a good conversation. That's all it is. The moment you launch a mall, you're in business. We can start building. You can start advancing. You can start earning. You can start changing lives. And, we're here to assist. Tomorrow, webinar. Let's see how many of you guys are going to be on it. And let's see how many guests you're going to have on it. The proof is always in the printout. And the people I see, in general, out of the crowd that I speak to, the ones that I see is what I see, and I go based on what I see. And tomorrow is a good indication of, how fast you guys taking action about this and how fast we can do things. So if there's no other question there, Nolan, I'm going to get going. I got to get ready and head to Montreal. So we have a weekly tour in Montreal, which is about a 5-hour round trip for me every Wednesday. So I'll be heading there tonight.
Okay, great. Reza, thank you very much once again. Really appreciate it. And yes, we are going to make it our duty to get you into South Africa. That's without a doubt. We know you're going to get there, and we're really going to be pushing much more harder now as well, because I can see that the team is stabilizing as well, and we're getting some good leaders on board, which is really, really important, because then we can work together as well. So thank you very much once again, and have a safe trip to Montreal as well, Reza.
Thank you very much, Nolan. Thank you very much, Sima. You guys have a great, great, great day.
Great.
Pleasure. Thank you, Reza.
Thanks, Reza. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.